Uh, Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Finance and General Purposes meeting, Monday, 19th February 2026. This meeting is being recorded for publication on the Thatcham Town Council YouTube channel. Are there any apologies for absence?
Apologies received from Councillor Jayla.
Thank you. Any declarations of interest for any items on the agenda?
Nope.
Minutes of the last meeting. Unfortunately, I couldn't be at the last meeting. Are they considered to be accurate? In which case, could I have a proposer?
I'll propose as
Thank you. Find a seconder. Thank you. Those in favour? Thank you.
Chair, can I just read my declaration of interest, item 14?
Yeah, I was going to take declaration of interest on the confidential matters. Anyway, Madam Clerk, any feedback on matters arising?
Number 3.
Any other matters arising for anyone for items on the agenda? Thank you. Right, straight into the budget review. Now, we do have quite a chunky meeting this evening, so we are sort of where we are with these. There are a few things, though, as we go through that we'll need to bring to the meeting's attention. And obviously, if I go through page by page, if there are any other items that flag up that you would require explanation on, please shout. First one is page 1. Looks as though we are doing extremely well on staff costs. Unfortunately, that's not the case because we are paying quite a considerable amount on agency staff because of the cover for finance manager and the finance officer. I calculate that at about 22,855, which means we are 456,000, admittedly against a prorated budget 480 for the 10 months. So actually we are slightly ahead even with the agency staff. So thank you to everyone who's obviously working extremely hard. Under corporate management, interest received, there is a missed post, I think, Madam Clerk.
There was a missed post into cost centre 102 Democratic, which has now been moved up into 101 corporate management.
So that interest received 21,735. That is the total.
That is the total
amount, right? Yeah. Okay. Which can give us an estimate of about 26,000 at the end of the financial year, which is obviously quite substantially higher than we were anticipating when the budget was set. Anything else on page 1?
No.
Flag up.
Right, Chair, just very quickly, the precept, I assume, obviously West Berkshire Council collects that on our behalf. When do they give us the money for that?
So they have.
It's twice a year.
Yeah, it's in two payments, which we have now received all payments from West Berks, which is why it's at 100%.
And there's no bad debt within that, because what I mean by that is if West Berkshire don't collect it all, we don't get penalised. So if their collection rate is 99% or 98%, it's a set amount.
We demand a precept of West Berkshire of an amount,
right.
And they pay us that.
So you're going to pay it in fully, and
yeah, no, that was my question. Is that we didn't want to be prevented by their inability? I should have to be very careful.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
we understand.
Yeah. Anything else on page 1?
No.
Page. Anything particular on there, Madam Clerk? Kennet Leisure Centre will be a chunk, as ever, we don't know what that amount will be until nearer the end of the financial year. However, that is capped as opposed to Hennickworthy Field, which is not capped.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, yeah, basically, they've just had this major refurbishment, I understand, which is now completed, is that correct? Or on my head of the game? I'm just thinking if they have done refurbishments there, maintenance and running costs hopefully will go down, but I'll withdraw that and investigate further.
I think there was a 200,000 refurbishment that they were looking to, as opposed to these in the Northcroft. I mentioned it in passing.
Yes, yeah, I hardly noticed.
And there are the new operators as well. So yes, it's to be hoped that that is going to happen. Time will tell.
Yeah.
Anything else on
No.
page 2? Page 3. I think. Page 4. And page 5. Sorry, I'm rattling through. Do hope I'm going too fast.
Do rattle.
Chair, could you say, sorry, that the events festival was under budget?
Yes. Sorry, the what? Sorry, it's on the budget.
Thatcham Events Festival was under budget.
121.
It was 1,600 quid under budget. I can't imagine there's too many costs which are coming in, but the festival's gone, isn't it? So,
Oh no, you're way ahead of it. I'm on page 5.
I thought that got-
Oh, I do apologise. There's a.
Page 4.
I do apologise. I'm using the budget one.
I thought it looked different to us.
Good that we sold more tickets than we were anticipating as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, we sold
It's nice.
cost for tickets.
Yeah. As you say, I think it's a theme with it. I think all the events have come in just slightly under budget, which is
Well done to the officers.
absolutely. Right, page 5, genuine page 5 on printout that you got.
There may still be a couple of things coming in for Christmas, but I think everything is in there.
Chairman, just one line item, which is service contracts in 4037. Just looks like it's spent 133%. So is that, do we know why?
That's in reserves.
That's
So
in
we put, so that's for the Christmas lights. And put in extra into EMR for the Christmas lights. So they have a £10,000 budget, and then I believe the rest is made up from.
Yes, there was an amount put into earmark reserves
That's fine, thank you.
last year or year before. Councillor Jeffrey?
I'm absolutely bemused. I came and got an agenda last week, and it said there were some items to follow. And I came in earlier today. I thought I got all the items to follow, but at the moment I cannot find anything that corresponds with what we're talking about. What's it about? What's it about?
It's headed item 4A.
I've got 4C. I've got 4D.
Yeah,
Oh.
missing the.
I know.
Another one, Chairman, yeah.
In that case, I apologise.
I'm sorry, I thought I could help you, but it's not in there.
It's in here. You go to this page.
That's a road
Yeah.
cap.
Can they make sure we put
Yeah.
things together properly? Please.
Do you want a couple of minutes over just to go back through?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Nothing else on page 5.
No,
Page 6, again, Family Fun Day under and Kids Fest under, which is good.
just line item 4060 professional fees. It's like 537%. I'm on page 6. I'm sorry, I'm ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Apologies.
Yeah, no problem. So nothing on page 6?
No.
Right, okay. Page 7? Yeah, sorry.
No,
Right, Chair, what happened with the rural touring theatre? Didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen. Yeah, they didn't tour.
they didn't talk.
Oh, it's
So, sorry, you had a query.
Yeah, on page 8, about 2/3.
Anything else on page 7?
No,
like going back to page 7, it's probably a fault of the system. If you look at line 4005, we've got 23k expenditure, no budget, and it's saying 0% spent. It's the way in which the maths has been done.
Which line, sorry?
405. That's the agency staff that I'd referred to previously. So
Point being,
we've effectively added that to the staff line on.
but it's showing the end column percentage spent 0.
Yeah, we need to raise that with Rialtus.
Yeah, you need
These are
Oh, I see what you mean.
So
automatically
yeah,
generated.
if you've got a zero budget, it's giving you a 0 answer. So it needs to be some other percentage thrown in there. I don't know what it would be, but they're showing it's exactly the same answer if you don't spend anything.
Yeah,
But you've got budget.
I feel sure that is
a minus percent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to show that, but
it would technically speaking be minus infinity.
yes, famous sort of thing.
square root of -1.
So I'm not quite sure what
I don't know what
you would do there.
it's a challenge for the system.
Yes.
Yes. Page 8.
This is.
Yes, this is about 2/3 of the way down,
Yeah.
line 4060 for professional fees.
Right.
Got to 537.5%.
Madam Clerk will give you a list.
Quite a long list, yes. So all of the staffing issues that we had
Okay.
last summer are all covered by legal costs, HR advice. We also have the legal fees for the Beverley Close
Okay.
purchase, legal fees for the flood alleviation, hydrotherapy pool. So we've had quite a few
No, that's fine. Thank you.
large projects that have
That's fine. Thank you.
incurred mainly legal.
Right, just
Owen and Ian?
Flood alleviation, we should be able to claim back, don't we?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, we should, yeah.
Don't let Ian hear those words.
The legal cost for Beverley Close Sill, we were discussing potentially could it be within Sill?
It's not at the moment, I can, because it's a new,
Certainly we were looking to the actual cost of doing the resurfacing for Sill.
I think there's a certain amount, percentage-wise, of the total amount you can allocate for legal expenses.
Yeah.
okay,
20% or something. So even if we just take 600 quid out, whatever it is, 600 quid out of the revenue budget.
Madam Clerk has made a note to check.
we also, there is another budget line back to the beginning for professional fees, because of £10,000 budget, which we haven't used. So everything has gone on to central services.
All right.
But there may be some things that should be just against democratic professional fees.
But if not, we can at least fire it over if
Yes.
they are all professional fees.
Can I just ask, is the KC advice in that as well? Or was that somewhere else?
That was, yes, that would have come out of Years.
Who would have been, was this?
Because the KC advice was March, April time,
Mm,
so it probably just came into this year's budget, I would imagine.
Who would have invoiced us for that?
I think we paid the entire invoice. And we had the contributions from the Bucklebury residents.
Where?
From memory, that was 7.5 plus back. It would have been 9,000.
if it came out of there, that's not bad then, is it?
Contribution was 4.
Yeah.
Four, in there.
You were 9.
No.
With that one. No, it may have been in previous years.
Have a look.
Yeah, if you have a look, not now, but if you,
Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks.
if you have a look, that'd be good. On page 9, into down there is the lessons income for both Birdwood and Frank Hutchins. Is down. I think service charges are later on in the agenda, but it is a factor. Lettings income for Frank Hutchins was obviously buoyed up by the therapy centre taking one of the halls permanently, but it is cause for concern.
Sign of the times, right? Less economic activity, less partying, sadly.
Indeed.
Yes.
So that's page 9, and that's only one. So
Can I just ask,
yeah.
not for now, but do you have like an overall budget of spend for vandalism? Because obviously it's in each different section, isn't it? Just be interesting to know, because it feels like it's not very much. I wondered if, so, do you want me to run a report that shows you just, vandalism, yes, you.
If you like, there was a period of time, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, that sort of time, when there seemed to be a massive amount of vandalism, and the town council was spending large amounts, and that's why we actually put it in the budget. I'm saying 5, 6, 7 years ago, it might have been. But I think that literally there was a reason broken out, see how much vandalism was costing us. Yeah. We don't seem in the same kind of world now.
COVID and COVID was a bad period as one. So yes, it did. But yeah, and overall, you have to see that as being the extremely useful. So anything on page
Yeah.
page 10. So look at the view. See here's on there. Page 11. See that one. Thing to notice the contributions. We have been told that the final bill for that will be 67,000, as opposed to the 40,000 we have budgeted. Or more later when it comes to the actual budget.
Chairman, have we got a breakdown?
Yes, we have a working.
Oh, okay. No, I can think
that it's like bits for actually years that we don't get a budget. We the budget for this year would have shown that sorry, for last year perhaps 67,000 was sorry, yes, 67,000 was last year. We've been told this year will be around about the same and next year. Yes. We did Will and I had a long discussion with Paul Hendry,
Thank you.
and the accountant as well. And went through the figures. Some things are slightly for just to adopt and see what they have with us.
It's called inflation, I believe.
Well, I still maintain that we are subsidising people using panic-worthy feel who don't live in Thatcham,
Reading Football Club for one.
which irritates me.
It does me.
Especially if they're not actually breaking in.
Yeah.
But that's a wider issue.
Yeah. Difficult not to disagree with that statement.
Yeah, other thing on page 11, just to say the devolution projects, the taking over of potential some of the services from West Berkshire hasn't yet happened, hence no expenditure.
I actually would praise West Berkshire because they've actually put two new, very much larger bins at the top and bottom of Piggy Lane. You can't remember the rest. It's the one that goes from the Thatcham Park School diagonally up to the northeast to Piggy Wood. I mean, they're all pleasant. So we won't get the overflows, and also we won't have to go back a second time. I think it's an excellent idea, and maybe financially we should consider that ourselves. We don't seem to have problems. I keep an eye on the bins, the town council bins, but it is an issue which could face us.
Thought we'd put the bigger bins in more on West Berkshire.
Okay,
Don't get me wrong.
I'll check. Anyway, just another side. Sorry, I'm delaying.
There is a point actually in terms of bin sizes, because yes, there has been.
And it's a combined bin now.
For us.
Save us money.
And therefore potentially we could save on not actually expenditure, but maybe potentially we could save numbers of
Revenue.
emptyings, etc. So certainly something.
Thank you, Chairman. Sorry.
Anything else on page 11?
No.
12. Actual
No.
cemetery. We'll again come to service charges later on.
Sorry, Chair, are less people being buried?
Yes.
That's good news for the general population.
Yeah,
Related.
it does rise in the winter months.
I shouldn't have said that.
There are more cremation sites, believe it.
Yeah. We always seem to get the right of burial fees. Seem to be the ones that's quite high. The one thing I would point out, as I always do point out, that the income over expenditure is slight red herring, because that doesn't include staff costs running the cemetery, which would be around the 35,000-40,000 by the time we get add-ons.
So, Chair, the 4038 staff, sorry, the grounds maintenance contract, 31,000. Didn't have a budget for it, but is that just a case of we just allocated it this year out to some grounds?
Yeah, so the budget is in one central place, but the actual is split between different sites.
Is there any way you can move it across?
We wanted to, I think we've talked about it before, we decided we wanted to keep it separate. but we can,
Yeah, we did do an overall spreadsheet. I've done an overall spreadsheet with the totality of the grants. Well, so obviously it is one contract. If members would like to split,
Yeah, because it's sort of showing that we're making quite a big loss on death on the area. Not the case.
so if I, yeah, so the ground maintenance. And the contract year to date. Is. I was doing. Okay. I will find the I will run a report for the entirety of the grounds maintenance contract, as well as the vandalism.
Sorry, Chick. Can I just say, you just reminded me saying about not taking staff costs into consideration, that with our events, although all of the events were spent or coming in online, that doesn't actually take in staff costs.
No, it doesn't.
As well.
No.
Which are obviously quite a lot.
Yeah. I think our events programme in total, if you include the staff, I think something like 160,000. So yeah, with actual grounds maintenance figures, the actual year to date is actually showing a small loss, albeit pre-survey works, pre-survey should effectively be one-off, because that was Kitchener-upon several years' work.
It was, yeah.
No surveys and no work done. St Mary's Churchyard is as is. Fortunately, Councillor Dillon's not here, or MP is not here to do his usual objection to it. Page 12, anything else on page 12?
No.
No, page 13.
No.
Once again, doesn't take into account the cost of running them.
Well, we have got a very nice rate at least.
And anything else on page 13?
No.
Page 14. Category 270, we will, I think, be discussing later. On page 14. Is there nothing else on page 14?
No.
Likely. 15 is just the summary, which is always skewed because of the fact that we've effectively got 3 months worth of reset in there in advance. So it does always skew, which is why actually looking at each individual category and seeing whether we were up or down is quite useful.
These are the ground maintenance total across all cost centres. That's just to the end of year of time. It's the end of Q3.
So we would be about 75% as of month 9. My maths isn't very cost. We're going to do 26,000. Sorry, 26,000. It seems to be about fresh overall, which you would expect. Because it's a fixed contract.
Excellent.
Right. If there's nothing else on the budget review, item 4A, I will move on to SIL, in your pack, there's just the SIL money and the working reserves, and then there's a whole lot.
Sorry, Chair, that's actually a quick question.
Yeah,
I know crystal balling is not, it's, you know, it is what it is. What is the likely outturn expected regarding to the year end? You know, regarding deficit or surplus. So if you were to back over piece of paper, what are you sort of expecting us to land regarding against our budget?
the one thing I realised that I hadn't done before tonight was do exactly that, which is what I normally do.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been concentrating on the budget I've had. So if you look at the individual lines, we are slightly down on staff costs. Interest received is up quite considerably.
Yeah.
The only items that are really damaging us, I think, are the 2 halls.
Yeah.
And again against budget anyway. So I would anticipate, if the current staffing situation continues and we haven't filled at least one of the roles as yet, which is a finance manager role, which is one of the more important, then I would anticipate we are going to be in excess, or marginally in excess of budget.
Okay.
As of year end, or sorry.
How much do you think we're going to be in excess of budget?
That I would have to
Okay.
do a calculation on.
So that would then, if we were in excess, drawing down reserves. It's whether or not we want, do we have the power to say this committee that not to exceed by a certain amount, and for the spend to be potentially deferred until next year's budget, for example? Are we comfortable with?
My apologies. When I say in excess of budget, I mean we will be the right side, marginally the right side, not the wrong side.
So there'll be an underspent rather.
So we've been an under.
Oh, right. Okay. Right.
I don't think it's going to be much.
Okay. So we will come in
neutral
to the budget, so we will have a surplus to reserves.
Yeah. I will do a better calculation and actually send it out to everyone on the committee. But that's on my to-do list to do for Thursday. Yeah.
It's just, as I say, the direction of travel. If we were going to be over by 50k, etc., you need to think about deferring some expenditure, for example. That's my reasoning for my question.
Yes. We have done that in the past, 3 years ago, when we were going to be significantly in excess.
Yeah.
So that I will certainly look at that. Probably for this committee meeting, but I will have it for Thursday's more informal meeting.
Okay.
So going on to reserves and SIL funds held. The figures as of forecast figures as of the end of the year on working reserve, which doesn't take into account the potential underspend or overspend, so it's actually a false figure. It's effectively last year's figure because we haven't added or taken away any under or overspends. Previous comment applies that I would expect that figure to go up marginally, but there's part of that depends on the devolution projects where we've got 30,000 in budget we haven't spent as yet, which is counterbalancing the Hennick worthy contributions that we will be making, which is part of the calculation I will do. SIL money, we have about 90,000. In SIL, there are some recommendations from officers on the use of SIL money, which we'll come to on number 9. And the other reserves are as is. Ian.
Sorry, Chair. So reading general reserves, just to get my understanding, it looks as if we're moving 20k from permanent reserves and putting 20 of that 43 into working reserves. So therefore, our year-end surplus, I would guess, of 23,000 is going to be increasing our reserves. Is that how to read it? The fact that we've gone from 246 to 270, this is the forecast. So according to this, you're sort of making a surplus of 23k.
The 70,000. Unfortunately, we haven't actually got a breakdown of the spend on spend or income there, so I can't tell from that whether that 20,000 is part of that 43. I believe that 43 was the additions to the working reserve from last year, not from this year. But I will say some of the reserve monies are probably not up to date, purely and simply because we haven't had the finance manager and the finance officer.
Yeah, so Karen has updated it as of the 13th of January. But there could be things that she's not aware of because she hasn't been in the office. So
because technically you can't have a year-to-date balance as of the 31st of March 26, because we're not saying that the balance, we can't have a balance which is already in the future. We're saying it's.
Well, that 70,000, I believe, was the figure as of the end of last year.
Yeah, so it should be 31st of December 25 should be the date.
Yeah, it's not a forecast balance.
Yes, yeah.
Because we're not making, otherwise we'd be doing a forecast every month and triggering that every month. So it is.
we need to have a look.
Sorry, second.
Do we need to have a look at this spreadsheet?
Yeah,
I think
because again, we've been concentrating on the budget, and there are things undoubtedly that have not been moved into and out of reserves.
Okay.
Just in the reconciliation, the formatting of it.
Any other questions on the reserves?
No.
So,
I suppose it's just a wider question. It's quite a nice bit of money, and what projects we've got in place to think about spending it. Because if we don't spend it, we lose it, don't we?
Yes. True. A few time.
we've got 5 years to spend it. We are, I think, a couple of years ahead of that 5 years.
Yes, we are.
So, I mean, bearing in mind the length of time that some projects actually take.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, my apologies. Well, I was just going to make the observation that I also believe that although technically you can lose it after 5 years, the organisation that's responsible for paying it has to come and claim it back. Below.
And as I always say, I'm going to take that chance. It's money for our residents, and therefore we're going to use it for the residents.
I bet there's organisations out there that go hunting.
Yeah. Amounts.
And get a window fee basis.
Yeah. So we are always very keen that we will make sure that we are not going to the wire with silver money.
Yeah. So,
external grants and sponsorship received. She got shelters.
yay!
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Anybody in a ward which got a new bus shelter?
I think I have.
We've got one on our way.
Oh, I bought one of those then.
Oh, well, you should have put your application in.
I didn't know where there wasn't.
Did you not?
So apologies, Madam Clerk.
I guess,
She had
yes.
Right. Have we spent any?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. There was, it came in and went straight back out to the contractor who did the work.
Oh, really? I was going to say, I can't remember anything interesting coming in and surpluses and whatever. I was just an in-out item.
We liaised with the contractor and they invoiced us, so
And Mr. Chairman, you can go and stand out of the rain in the bus shelter in my ward.
And I,
How long do you have to wait for the bus though?
Half an hour,
Half an hour.
jet black.
On the second item, which is the journal invoice for 3297, that was for the speed indicator on Bowling Green Road.
yeah,
The item at the bottom is a misposting. That is our SIL payment for 25-26. It should not be there.
Right.
It should be in a SIL.
any other on grants and sponsorship? No. Report on management costs.
Which if I'd have read the agenda properly, I wouldn't have asked that.
Would you like a total figure for the whole?
Yes, please.
Yes. I have a feeling majority is in my ward. Almost as if you have a map of Thatcher and show where it's happened. Hotspots.
I think we should be looking after the whole section, not having a sectional interest.
Actually seem quite spread out.
Moorside,
Town Lane,
Moorside, Kenneth Heath.
Dunstan Green,
Cross. Close.
That's the
seem to have a
fossil sites.
transfer seesaws, don't they?
Yeah.
So effectively, we've budgeted 15,300, total 8,145 so far. I'm presuming none of these presumably are marking for insurance.
Not with the excess.
Claim.
Yeah, and we've got 1,000 committed as well, so 9,000 against 15.
Any questions on?
Yeah, interesting question. How much is our insurance policy to cover vandalism?
I would have to look.
Because
Tell you off the top of your head.
it's a risk we could take or not take. Self-assured. How much is it?
It'd be interesting to know.
If we never claim on it, and we've got cover for it.
Yes.
What are we paying for the?
If we're never going to claim because of the, it's going to have to be above a certain.
Yeah. I mean,
Are you paying
we could take a risk appetite on it if we want to take a risk or not. If it's 1,500 quid we're saving, we probably want to do it. If it's like that.
We have claimed in previous years, but that was when we were having high vandalism. But bearing in mind that one of the things that is being discussed at the moment is use of SIL money to replace some of the play equipment on our playgrounds for more accessible equipment. Jeremy, I know you were instrumental in some of the accessible play equipment.
Yeah.
The force is expensive.
Yeah. Just an aside, does that insurance include if there was a claim against the council? Or was that a separate issue? I'm just thinking if we have insurance, does that cover claims against the council? If somebody breaks because they use a broken piece of equipment, would that cover them?
Yeah, but I will
That's
check it
more
specifically.
Because then we would need the insurance.
Yeah, you have the public liability, which is separate, but it's like having,
So it would be covered probably by the main policy.
like you have
But it's
accident,
good to check.
you have accidental damage, for example, in say if you're a landlord and the policy adds quite a bit, but you end up not claiming for it because the excess is so much anyway.
Yeah.
And what's the maximum someone can break? I don't. Yeah, you take the view.
You only need one sort of serious thing, don't you? Like
Exactly. Yeah.
someone vandalises the toilets to the extent that they're out of, completely out of order and you can't use them, and that's going to be very expensive.
That's the risk, isn't it?
Yeah, that's quite a way.
Same risk.
Was risk averse or
Yeah.
probably risk averse.
In community engagement working party minutes, Mark, want to talk to these?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, no financial recommendations this time around, but just to draw your attention to the one that's noted there. The Working Party is suggesting some changes to the format and location of the annual town meeting, which the community engagement manager is working on currently, to try and address the diminishing numbers that we've had in recent years and diminishing attendance during the course of the meeting to some degree.
Lock the doors.
Are looking to encourage more presentations from community groups, from supported charities and so on at the event, to improve the attractiveness to the community of the annual town meeting, and really to communicate to local people what's going on, not just from the perspective of councillors reading selected bits of the reports, but from other voices as well. Nice little list there as well of upcoming events. We talk about the cost of events run by the council itself. There's a lot of events there which are run by other bodies, but supported through our community engagement function. And it's
a lot.
It's a really interesting list there.
And the three, certainly two Rotary events as well. There is some,
yes,
not financial support,
absolutely, yeah,
but certainly assistance with publicity and in fact events manager actually kindly helped out with the marketing for the Santa Fun Run.
Thanks to it, yeah.
Where the mayor, deputy mayor, and respective escorts, consorts almost dropped pneumonia. Pouring rain,
Almost washed away. That's for sure.
Comment on the venue. Frank Hutchins Hall is looking a little bit worse for wear. And the fact that the wooden fascia, most of the varnish is coming off. So I probably can't get it done before then, but I mean, it is something I walk by every day and go. So Doc would please put that on a list of wishes. Wish list
is on a list.
But do we know where the list is?
Well, it's part of the 5-year programme of maintenance. We are looking, in fact, now the budget is out of the way. Trying Clark, myself, and like us to sit down and start having a proper look at that list, because I think there are some items which we can put in capital expenditure, be it silver or be it whatever. So, for example, windows at Hall, if they were replaced, A, they would be far more energy efficient.
Yes.
And B, if they were replaced with suitable double glazed windows, the noise would be less, and also the maintenance would be less. So
our maintenance officer is there every summer, sanding down and repainting all of the wooden window frame. So yeah, which takes up a lot of time.
I can, a personal observation, I changed my windows last year. That's made a huge difference in when we've gone from 4mm to 20mm, and I've seen a £700 reduction in my gas heating bill. Makes a huge difference.
Wow.
So
and Frank Hatch Hall, by virtue of the fact the therapy is in town, are there tends to use an awful lot of.
It's kept warm because the ground colours are older.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one thing I was actually going to have a word with the town clerk after this meeting, to arrange exactly that, and then that will come to RNA, to
Excellent idea.
with proposals for use of that potential money. No specific recommendations.
Nothing of a financial nature, no.
Or information.
Yeah, really.
Are you willing to propose for adoption?
I am.
Sorry, Mark, before you do that, is the date correct, the 14th of April?
That's the next meeting.
It's only because I had 13th in my calendar, but I might have got that wrong. It's probably me. Okay.
If that finds a seconder to adopt the minutes, thank you. Those in favour? Thank you. Right. Service charges of various forms. First one is cemetery. So these are, well, as I've seen these, I'll defer to the town clerk.
So these are a recommended 10% increase, which is the same increase that we had in 25-26. Some information about other local cemeteries. So Shaw Cemetery, we're cheaper for the purchase of a full grave by £85, which is actually on the next page to that. Slightly more expensive with an ashes plot, kind of equals itself out. Interment fees for a coffin, we are cheaper by £136, but with ashes we're more expensive by 100. So really we're sort of different things are more expensive here but cheaper there. So we've had a look at a few local parish cemeteries, and we are all pretty much the same. We're not particularly over or under.
And that's on
other local.
That's on the increased fees for the additional 10%.
Yes, yeah.
As I say, if you take staff costs into account, we are double from cemetery anyway, as far as the financials go. I mean,
Mr. Chairman, the last thing we'll do is to curtail debate, but I propose that we accept these.
Second.
That line second, those in favour? Unanimous, thank you.
There's a few, sorry, is the cemetery, and then under there we have the community centres, which again we've got some other local poor hires. So we are around 22, 25. The Hermitage Village Hall is £37.50. Parish Hall is 18. Hampstead Norwich Village Hall is 49. And the Mem Hall is 28.
Varied, aren't they?
Very varied, yeah. They go from £21.15, 26, 37, 18, 22, 49, 18, 15, 15, 28. There isn't a set price locally for hall hired, but
Thank you, Chair. Laura, how do we raise the invoices for this? So if someone books for 2 hours, in fact they're there for 2.5 hours, do we charge them another hour?
To book for a 2-hour party, they have to book it for at least half an hour before and half an hour after for setting up and
So that's
Good.
good. Right, so we concur that, something else is great. Similarly, I know we're moving on to the football as well, but
Yeah.
similar sort of principle. They have to book extra time before and after, which we good.
obviously we're not there
No,
on the day.
yeah, but at least
Yes.
we've got that contingency in.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
There is one thing that Kent is looking at, although the alarm system is a potential issue. At least one other hall locally has got the access codes are given to a particular groups. They have the same access code, and there is a link between the lock and a piece of software of the organisation, which actually says when people go in, when people come out. Because the one thing we don't have is if someone decides to do a regular booking or whatever and decides to go in an hour earlier. I shouldn't say this in public. We wouldn't necessarily know, apart from anecdotal stuff. So that's a possibility.
This might be slightly controversial about both here. Is I think we all agree running the halls during winter is a lot more expensive than it is in the summer because you're putting the heating on and everything else. Is it worth exploring having a summer price and a winter price, or being able to meter how much energy is being consumed? I do that with my own rental. We have someone go in and read the meter and then charge them for the amount of consumption. And that, if you give something for free, people abuse it. That's human nature. But if you then say to them, you have consumed £15 worth of gas or whatever it is, and charge it on top. I don't know, maybe worth us exploring this, because I think we're all agreed we're seeing running costs go through the roof. So certain
Energy costs.
Energy costs, yeah. Certain times we'll be making a bit more money, but other times we're probably making a loss because we've got the water, the electric.
I'll take it.
I think what I was going to say is probably gone through about 3 different transmutations. I think we may be doing a heck of a lot of work to produce and a most incredible price and usage list. Yeah, so I want to hide on the 8th of October between 4 in the afternoon. It's going to, but if I did it at 6, then I'd be another 20 pence. But honestly, I think the complexity, and Ian, you know a little bit more about this kind of thing than I do, but I honestly think we're in danger of just setting up a trap for ourselves to be deciding whether I'm after 10 o'clock in the evening, etc., etc., etc.
You could just have a flat.
That was my point.
window or something like that.
Yeah, winter. Yeah.
It's got worth looking at.
Yeah, but we are only filling these halls 60%. So
That's the crucial bit, isn't it?
that is why we're putting up more charges and for complexity.
You could,
Sorry, Chairman.
you could have clocks going forward, clocks going back, whatever, and make it slightly cheaper in the summer to get more people in, because we know we're making a lot more money, and I don't know, it's worth looking at.
It's got to be worth looking at.
This is the mind of a business.
Birdwood and Frank Hutch points on 5% increase.
I'd be prepared to propose it.
Seconded. Is that fine as second? Thank you. Those in favour? Thank you. Council chamber ditto, I think, probably.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
proposed.
Yeah. Those in favour? Yeah, thank you. And Moores Pavilion and Rosenfield recommended 10% increase. Thoughts?
Chairman, I think that the malls, the market and the events all look to me to be reasonable increases. and I'd be glad to propose all three of them.
Just got a slight question.
Ah,
Seniors per game, that's 22 players, isn't it? Potentially. Senior, is it 11-a-side pitch? Or is it? But the juniors is that going to be 11-a-side child? I don't know. I'm just doing the maths of if there's more kids, less kids playing, they've got a higher unit cost increase per child than the adults results. If you only got 10 kids playing, that's 50p a kid. If you've got 20 adults playing, that's what's that? It's 25p, whatever it is. That was the only point along the way. Local pipeline.
Keep it simple. I propose as it is.
I would
The three.
put the 75 to 85. That's just me.
Okay, so got a proposal and second for the moors. Those in favour? Thank you. Abstention? One abstention. Thank you. With the market. Again, a bit of a standing proposal from separate days. Councillor
Standing second.
Jeffrey. Seconder, sorry, I saw the second. Those in favour? Thank you. And themed market. Ditto.
Yeah, so they've decided to not go with an early bird fee. So people usually get a chance to have a reduced or pay last year's fee if they pay before a certain date. But they decided it doesn't really help them at all. And it also means that we eat less. So they've proposed, obviously the Christmas lights is going to be one event now. So that used to be two separate events. So now if somebody comes to the Christmas lights, they will be there for a whole day, which is why there's an increase on that one. And the same for the food and commercial, but we've kept the charity paying. But it's a much longer event now rather than two separate.
Yeah. Good thoughts. Seven of those. Seconded. Those in favour? Thank you. It's the service charges. Noting of tax payments. 7A, the usual doubly signed. If there are any questions from the opportunity to look through the massive amount of pages here.
I think there'd be no questions where they've been countersigned by OEJ.
Exactly. Well, what's the point of having a councillor go in and checking it, or two councillors even? So,
Thanks.
no,
Proposed
noted.
Unless there are any questions, we will merely just note. 7B, other payments from the current account and clerk's account. Again, anything particular on there? If not, we will note those.
Yeah.
And the clerk's interest account. Bank reconciliation report.
Yeah, there's a little bit more information I'd be required, which I did speak to the law about, so like that. There's also a 2p.
Is in the now the Space Brothers.
Yes, but I also wanted to do the counting ledger balances.
I went back through all of the previous report.
Yeah.
And that's what's usually in the report.
We've asked it before, which you haven't really.
Fine, right, okay.
There's also 2p different.
Hey, in favour or
Yes, or not, I was checking, but yeah, there's a 2p.
You're never going to win against an accountant.
Okay.
Mind you, I did once. We had when I was
Oh, no, sorry.
manager's
Sorry,
clerk,
right.
we had to card
Thing of special.
balance sheets. And I was once carding
Sorry.
Guinness PLC, and their balance sheet did not balance by £1. Always fun. So reconciliation noted, but with additional info or
There's one more report from our accounting children that's in the works.
I correct myself. Okay. Yeah, I need to have a chat. Yeah, I think I saw the right.
We'll do,
right. So offline. Thank you.
Kevin, does that mean,
Sorry.
please forgive me, are we on 7C at this moment?
7C, yes, just
Just done.
Just done some.
yeah, just
So does that mean that although Ian and the clerk are looking into it, we have approved it?
we noted it, but we are noting with the caveat. And Councillor Cottingham will be going through it.
Yeah, understood.
Age ready tools, doesn't seem to be anything particular apart from ION payment to them about 60 days. Is that some kind of arrangement? Obviously, as well.
I think that is a direct debit. I think they take that automatically.
In which case, there's nothing there that we are massively out of kilter on.
Chairman, can I just, what are they? Should I name? I probably should.
I do all of our IT support.
Gotcha, yes. Thank you.
Very good. So unless there are any questions on the creditors report, debtors report, obviously containing confidential information, does not go into the public domain. Normally look to do anything above up to or above 60 days. If there are any queries, if we could just refer to the account code, and the significant one there is H182 on page 10.
That is a donation. So we have the Forget Me Not Fund. We invoice them, we're invoicing them 4 times to fund the plaques to go onto the new teddy pedestal in the cemetery. And that is the 3rd invoice that we've sent them, but it is a donation that they're making. So we're not changing it.
No,
Reminded, right? Not
quite right too. And TH096 we will come to later on the agenda.
That's the
Page 3, T096.
I have a few up from finance officer. So we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of those have now actually been paid.
Mm-hmm.
One has been credited. One we initiated debt collection and then they paid. And another was they haven't returned the keys which they left. So it has updated since.
Thank you.
thank you.
Well done. Well done.
Any questions on the debtors? Yep.
Do we make provision for doubtful debts within the accounts?
Sorry, do we?
Any provision for doubtful debts? I don't think we do.
No.
Item C096. Is that ostensibly us owing ourselves money now, and it's probably worth writing it off?
It is item 15 on our agenda.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
Who knows?
It's good to read the agenda.
She doesn't. I didn't say anything about 35 seconds previously.
Did, but no one.
Yes, must have been grandchildren. Which I was. Your mum would better behave. So, any questions on the data report? We have reviewed. Transfer to EMR. Transfer the cost to EMR, in other words, transfer from EMR.
Yes, sorry. Yeah,
Talk us through this one, please.
so we have made two rather large purchases for replacement items. The council offices had a new boiler installed, and the Birdwood Community Centre had a new fuse board. Both of those items are sitting on the maintenance budget. So 3,300 is on the maintenance budget for this building.
Sorry, can I just ask what you're looking at?
These are mine.
Oh, okay.
This was just that I could see where they were.
All right.
So it's sitting on the maintenance budget. The budget is 4,100 for the whole building for the whole year, but the boiler costs 3,310. So we'd like to transfer that out so that we can use the maintenance budget for maintaining the building. And the same at Birdwood. At Birdwood, it required a new fuse board, which was 2,300 of the 5,000 budget. So there is a few works that facilities manager would like to do if we could have that money freed up back into the maintenance pot.
They do seem to be capital items, but quasi capital items rather than that.
So
The boiler we'd actually agreed previously would come from Roland
We've
Capital anyway.
talked about it, just haven't come to
Right.
meeting.
Okay, fine.
I'd like to propose that.
Yeah,
second it.
okay. Those in favour, unless there's anyone wishes to talk to the item. No. Okay. Consider that done. That agreed. Use of school funds.
So item 9I1 even, upgrade CCTV system in the Broadway. So we have, doesn't have a few problems, but it's not working efficiently. It's working on a domestic Wi-Fi frequency and should be increased to a licensed frequency. But in basic terms, it means that following two recent requests from Thames Valley Police, the footage was patchy at best, with many lapses in time. So the signal is just not strong enough to give us a smoother transmission. So whilst we've not received feedback from Thames Valley Police, it's possible that this issue could affect the possibility of conviction. So I thought it was originally approximately £6,000. We've now received a quote which is 4,836. The use of SIL is because it assists with crime prevention.
Yes, I had an office with a CCTV camera because of vandalism, and the police were popped in at least twice a year to get evidence. And I think the whole point of having the CCTV there is to assist the police for the security of the town centre. So I would look fondly upon this.
And ultimately the safety of our residents in the town centre.
Exactly.
We do have quite a few requests for
Yes,
CCTV.
quite often.
So I'll take that as a proposal. May? That finds a seconder. Thank you. Anybody want to talk to that one?
Just other thing regarding the deterrent of saying, do we put a sign up to the fact that there is active CCTV in this area?
There are signs.
I don't really see them too much. I remember seeing them. I just want sometimes evidence of
Review that.
Yeah.
I think they're actually on the posts. aren't
Yes.
they?
yeah. Can we make more of that?
You can be heavy that way, that would be
Good. Because we had the incident with the children from a certain school And I thought, well, surely they knew there was CCTV because obviously the reason we knew who they were because they had the uniforms on. So if we had the deterrent, maybe they wouldn't have the signs showing. Maybe they wouldn't have done that first.
We do have them. Maybe they just need upgrading and draw people's attention again.
Yeah.
Sometimes just when you
News package always,
Perhaps if committee are agreeable, we could add the cost of signage to the
Okay.
authorisation for still as well.
I would be happy to propose that, but I'm just thinking, can we please make sure that we liaise with the police to get the right signage done in the right appropriate way that they are content with and that is approved by the CPS or whatever route it has to go through.
Yeah.
That we've ticked all those boxes.
Yeah, good, thank you. So that's CCTV. Matt.
So there was Emily, the community engagement manager, was requested, I think, was it a working party?
Yeah, it
Community
did come
engagement,
yeah.
to create a new up-to-date map of the town centre, which will include new developments and will also include so they've had a estimate at the moment of around £1,000 to reproduce a new template.
absolutely.
No brainer to me.
When I moved, it was in back.
Can I just ask one request, and that is before we actually get to the point where it goes to print? Could a couple of us have a very considerable eyeball opportunity with it? That would be really appreciated.
I'd imagine it will go through the community engagement.
Yeah.
party again.
I think they've asked for it to come back there because they were looking at various designs.
So I'm certainly happy to propose that.
Including that second post.
Those in favour? Thank you. And lastly, Leslie,
We have quite a few items of damage to flow park equipment, which is
my profuse apologies. Can I just hand over the chair to Suzanne?
Yeah.
Because I just need to.
few items of play equipment is expensive to repair or replace, but we would like to replace them with an accessibility element to them. So the same as we did in Turnfields, there was a new piece of play equipment which was been really well received. So,
When you say a few, sorry.
so we have Crayfield Drive has a multi-play unit, so one of the big climbing frames. So to repair it is 18,000. So yeah. So this one would be around £40,000 just for that. At Siege Cross, then you'd be looking at around 15,000 to replace with a newer model. At Turnfields, about 20,000. So we're not expecting you to say yes, go replace all these items, but we think that it may be a longer term plan. Yes, we set aside maybe a certain amount of still money to replace these because it's going to be needed across all of our play parks, and we would like to replace them with accessible units.
Yeah.
So I think this is more of this will be coming your way, but we need to be able to give you far more information.
I think.
But in principle.
And yeah, is this something that we can look into really for use of SIL funds?
I think so.
If I may, please do look into it for the use of SIL funds. I'm going to make a specific comment about Crowfield, and I suppose I've got a very, very personal interest in it. There was that day, was it 2 Christmases ago, I think, when many of us, a number of us were there in the bucketing down rain, putting in the hedging. And I think it lasted in total about a week before every bit of the hedging had gone. This is not an attack on the people that live in Crowfield. It is a statement of fact about what actually happened there. And I don't want us to be, I want it to be extremely thoughtful about what piece we put in and how we get it monitored so that we do not just have £7,000 worth of community money going west for local drinking.
So note that further information will be coming.
Yes, yeah. So I have a lot of
RNA.
information, but to tell you a lot of information about 4 different pieces of equipment, I don't think is for now. So, but it's just, we need to, yes, it will go to RNA, but I think we need to do some more research into where it is most beneficial, where needs replacing more urgently than others, and we'll come to RNA with a recommendation for one. But can we suggest the use of SIL funds for those projects?
Seems a very good use of SIL funds.
Yes.
Upgrading equipment.
Indeed. Drug budget. Now, there is a slight curveball that we have, because as of today, we have found out that the budget that we had has a substantial potential alteration in that the number of buildings paying council tax has gone down, and therefore the amount of funds that we will be receiving from our tax base has also gone down. Effectively, we have in front of you on the right hand column the potential budget. You'll notice that precept is missing because the figure at the bottom. The officers in yourself have gone through, and there were some savings that we made from the original budget that was informally presented to councillors of around about £10,000. So we have gone through the exercise of looking at potential savings. What I might suggest, this is a recommendation from this committee to full council next Monday. What I might suggest is that we read the budget as is or not. No, this is obviously for committee to decide, not for me to tell you what would be. Not what I would try anyway. There's 2 options, effectively. We either go with the budget as is, and we plan to absorb the it comes from about 18,900, about £19,000 difference. We absorb that for the purposes of the budget within our reserves, in other words, pay for it by use of reserves, or we seek to put the precept up at a higher level per band D property. That would be on the caveat that the clerk and I have all thought we've got to put it to bed. Would now, between now and next Monday, when we have to actually agree the budget, yeah, run conjunct with leader, of course, would make some proposals for potential other savings and look at potential other savings to enable us to push the budget to full council next Monday. I will be honest, my gut feel is for us to use reserves, taking Councillor Coffingham's point and the fact that I haven't done it yet. I will most certainly by next Monday be in a position to give an estimate of what our end of year will be. As I say, I think there is likely to be a small surplus. There is, as of last year, close of last year, £70,000 in our working reserve. I've always said that I feel that should be a minimum of 50,000, so there is about £20,000 spare there. It's a question of, do we feel we should put the precept up by a larger amount, or should we absorb the income by means of reserves? And I know Councillor Cottingham has already expressed a view.
Councillor Cottingham, but I don't know.
It's truly cost.
Exactly. I would say that, I mean, this is the curveball. It's come out of nowhere. We have not had time we've gone thoroughly through the budgets, we've looked carefully and we've agreed the amount that we would send. I think it's wrong to impose a further large amount of money on the public. I think that would not, and that would not be welcome. I think, that to me, and when we have reserves and we have more than enough reserves, I certainly would think that is the right way to go.
I should say there's huge reserves, but we have sufficient reserves to cut this.
Chairman, well, I might have used slightly different words, but I think that I'm very much with Councillor Cotton on this, that most people are having a fairly tough time at the moment, and in as far as we possibly can, I say this assumption that I think that I know that you will understand what I'm saying. Nobody else around the table does, but I think on this one we should endeavour to consume our own smoke.
Any other views?
I agree with everything that's been said.
As a proposal.
I was going to say, I effectively have a proposal and a seconder. So those in favour of the proposal to use our reserves to cover this unforeseen shortfall, rather than increase the precept further. So that is the proposal as I take it. So that's proposed and seconded. Those in favour? Thank you. So the work that we will do during the next week is to look again at the budget and see whether we can roust out any further reductions, and we'll bring the matter to the full council as of next Monday for final review. If there is something else on the draft budget, there are now some items which have third-party sensitivity and confidentiality to deal with them. So I would propose that it's advisable in the public interest that the public be temporarily excluded, and they are instructed
Is that fine?
Seconded.
Thank you. Those in favour? Okay, recording will therefore cease.